Hey guys, CJ here coming at you with a review of the first episode of the final season, season 4 of Legend of Korra. And, wow, if I didn't review season 3, I did review season 2, so if you go back, you can check those out, you can get my feelings on that. But overall, I finished feeling like season 2 was a step in the wrong direction from season 1. I feel like it definitely took a step back for me, although it was still good. It still retained a lot of the good elements. It kind of lost a lot of the things that had made season 1 so special, which was, to all of us that grew up watching Last Airbender as, younger, kids, it was kind of, it was a simple show. It wasn't, it had less complications. It didn't have to be super intelligent, even though there were moments like going back, you can watch it and get a lot out of it that you didn't then. It's still, it was shocking for Legend of Korra to be so political, so intriguing, and intelligent, and just wow, and season 2 kind of took that away, and season 3 brought some of it back, but season 4 just immediately, it hits you, it kind of, it wraps you in an embrace, with how much it just covers you, with how much it brings back that intrigue, the political intrigue and the intelligence. And it's great. It is a complete step back in the right direction. And I think season 4 could achieve some heights that even season 1 didn't. And specifically, let's just jump into a quick recap. Now, this episode tried to cover all the ground that was lost in that season 3 time jump. And it's really smart, I think. At first, some people were, even though the season 3, the time jump, the 3 years after season 3, it just came out like a week and a half ago. And it kind of shocked a lot of people at first, since things are moving so fast. Season 4, is out already, even though season 3 ended just about, maybe a little over a month ago. It's kind of crazy that they would, decide to, do a 3-year time jump, but it really worked, I think, especially when you consider the fact that it allowed Korra to heal up, and that was the big twist at the end, is nobody knows where Korra is, but Korra is secretly out, doing Earth Kingdom Fight Club, and training and getting back her bending, I guess. It seems like she's sort of lost some of her, ability and skill, so she's, retraining that. But anyways, I think, it was great. And so this episode also saw, Kuvira, what's happened in the 3 years since then, as she's unifying the Earth Kingdom, and she's almost, completely unified it. She seems to be, very successful with that. And this specifically, centered around one town where Kai and Opal are, stationed as airbenders. Kuvira rolls in and almost, completely strong arms the local governor into, signing a treaty. And eventually he does sign it, bringing up some interesting questions about whether the bandits, actually, were working for Kuvira or not. But at the same time, in Republic City, everyone's preparing for the coronation of the new Earth King, Wu, who I guess is the great nephew of the Earth Queen, who was brutally murdered by Zahir in the last season. And, they're setting up an interesting conflict there that I don't think, a lot of people are ready for or expecting. And, what's going to happen now that Kuvira is, the great unifier? She's helping these people. But Wu, has the claim to the throne. And that's, I think, we'll see a conflict. We'll see a war between Kuvira's people and, the Republic City. And, of course, Korra's first inclination is going to be to help Republic City, to help all of them. But, what I think this is going to be probably the most shades of gray, and I don't mean that in reference to 50 Shades of Grey, but this is going to be the least black and white season ever, because season 2 had, just good spirit, evil spirit. That's the line. Of course we know what she's going to choose. In this case, there's no pure good and evil. There's Kuvira, who's legitimately helping the people, and Bolin's on her side, and she's doing all this unification stuff that's all good. But at the same time, you've got this pampered prince kind of prick guy. Mako's defending him. Republic City's backing him, and so it's literally there are no good options. There are no right answers. It seems like it's going to be very both of these things could be good. I feel like she will eventually side against Kuvira, just because that's the way it goes. But I think it'll be probably the hardest choice in the series, and I love that the creators are setting that up. In other news. They kept the comedy. The comedy is still a bright spot of this show. Some of the best, comedy comes from Mako and Wu, and how they're completely opposite. And Mako just wants to stop being a bodyguard and go back to being, just a simple detective. Get me away from this, pampered prick, as I think I called him earlier. But the best single joke in the episode comes from Tenzin's son, whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, when he talks about, oh, I'm a man now. Korra won't recognize me, and it's very, it's just a silly moment, and it just shows that the show, and this is one of its strengths, is it's kind of like the Marvel movies. It can be talking about something completely serious in nature, but it finds a good balance between the serious and the humor. And I think that was one of its greatest strengths in season 1, and it looks like that's going to be a great strength of it in season 4 again. So I'm excited. I think, I'm really enjoying what they're doing with this season. It's very intelligent again, and so far so good. I'm going to be tuning in next week, even though it took me a while to finish season 3 just because it didn't really have my interest as much. But I'm not saying it's my fault that it's not on TV anymore, but no, I'm really glad that the intelligence is back. It's looking good. I'm not going to say, it's going to be good next week, but we'll see. So anyways, tell me in the comments below, what were your thoughts? If you're a Korra fan and you haven't watched this, go watch it. It's great. But if you're a Korra fan and you have seen it, tell me what you think. Do you think it's a step in the right direction like I do? If you disagree with me completely and you think, season 2 and season 3 are like the best ever, just tell me below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It takes like less than half a second if you're really speedy, and it just shows us that you like the content, and you get more of the content more easily. So anyways, this is the White Sheep, and I'll see you next week.